At least if I drop dead right now. You would be well lit and make a good YouTube video. It's blame. Yeah, it's blame. Organizations like to be really, really blamey. Not up or sideways, down to the last person that touched it, the person that has the least amount of influence over the conditions in which they work, the person that is living in a work world constructed for them by someone else, that person. We like to go down to the last person that touched it, the last person that stood near it, and when things go wrong, we like to lay it all at their feet. Blame is cheap, it feels good, and it's easy. I mean, that hits all the corporate high points right there. Cheap, easy, feel good. We're in. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to blame the person that cut off their arm. They should have paid more attention. You know, actually, if they cared more about not cutting off their own arm, they wouldn't have done it. It's that stuff. Even when people die in our organizations that we built, we control, we set the environment, all of that stuff, they die, and then we blame them for dying. We never think much deeper than that. And that's probably the real problem. Blame kills curiosity. We've solved it. There's nothing else to do here. I don't need to go any deeper because you should have paid more attention. You should have cared more about not blinding yourself with that thing, because clearly you didn't care enough about it or you wouldn't have blinded yourself. And we stop there. We lay it all at the employee's feet, and we don't really learn shit. Yeah, you certainly cannot force curiosity. You cannot demand people be curious. It just doesn't work that way. You can't do curiosity to someone, even if they're that vice president that you really, really think that you should do curiosity to them. It doesn't work that way. You can create an environment where curiosity can grow, where people can lean in to their, what I would say, their already curious nature because they're human. You can show them that curiosity makes more sense than stopping on the surface. There's two kind of main sins I think of in life, and maybe the only two. Those two sins are boring and lazy. Now, boring or lazy is pretty bad if you pick one of those. But if it's boring and lazy, that's about as bad as it gets. And highlighting the fact that when things go wrong, when there's an outcome that we don't like within our organizations, when we start looking into that story and we find someone was an idiot, someone made a mistake, someone made an error, a normal human error, and we stop there. We stop right there on the top, just very top of the surface of this 1,000-page story. We stop on the first page. When we stop there, we're being boring and lazy. And that's not good. You can't say, well, they messed up, and go, aha. We have to say, well, they messed up because they're human. And duh, of course they did. That's boring. And if we stop here, that's lazy. There's more to this story. Let's find that out. Through showing that, through that conversation, through digging deeper, finding better answers, asking better questions, finding better answers, I think you start to make curiosity make more sense. You start to get people to realize that it's never that simple. When something bad happens to someone else, we like to view it as that simple. If that same thing happened to us, we would hope to God that someone would dig a little bit deeper. Yeah, well, that's where Starting Points was kind of born. I spend a lot of time with a lot of different companies all around the world. Way too much time on airplanes. I love it. I absolutely love it. Not the travel part. I always tell companies that's what they pay me for. The part where I come spend time with them, that's the free part. The travel, that's what they pay me for. But spending all that time with them and having these conversations around operational curiosity and seeking to understand and all the stuff that we spend time talking about, they were always asking me for better questions. Better questions. Give me the list of better questions. And that's the problem, is I was always very, very shy about giving people a list of better questions, because if you give people a list, pretty quickly it becomes the list. And then pretty quickly that list that has become the list becomes a checklist. And then pretty quickly after that, there's a rule that says you have to ask like 5 of these questions every single week from the list, and then turn that in so we can count that and make sure that you're being curious. We're back to, we're going to do curiosity to you. That doesn't work. So as we noodled on that, and as I heard that question a whole bunch, I eventually started jotting down some of the questions that I used, that I found myself using pretty regularly when we were learning, digging into stuff post-event, pre-event within organizations. And that's where starting points, operationally curious questions were born. They're conversation starters. And they're very high level, very broad, operationally focused, focused around pain points, focused around places where we get things really right, where things are going actively wrong right now, but we don't really know that things are going actively wrong as an organization. We can't see that from our perspective. And on and on and on and on. And we put those on card decks. And folks love them. They absolutely love them because they're easy to use. They don't suck, and maybe to the opposite of that, they're actually a little bit of fun to use. There's no like quota that you have to do. There's no real instructions that you have to follow other than some basic stuff right around. You don't want to like ask this question and then fire people, like it's stuff like that. But they're easy, and it's in a format that we already kind of understand. It's not a bubble sheet, and it's not a thing on your phone that you got to fill out that then goes to corporate that then they review to see if you're curious enough. It's just handy, and that's why people like them. They use them. I talk to leaders pretty much every week telling me about how they pull a random card, they go spend time with their employees, and they learn a ton. Or they take the card, they hand it to an employee, they tell them to read it, think about it, pass it to somebody else, they pass it around through the crew, and then when they come back for the afternoon debrief or whatever they're doing, they'll talk about it. They'll stick it in their whiteboard, and people will scribble stuff throughout the day. That tool, back to that maybe idea of you can't force curiosity, but you can create the conditions for it. We like to think that like, oh, everyone could just come up with great questions. And really? You've never been stumped? I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there for those situations. That day when you're like, man, I don't have a great question. I know there's something that I need to know, and I don't necessarily know what that is. Maybe if I ask this interesting question, one that encourages people to teach me their story of normal work and share with me what they want to share with me, not what I want to hear, maybe, just maybe, I'll find something interesting. It's not. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. It all goes together. You know, we're talking about curiosity. This is how I feed my curiosity. This is kind of my little bat cave, I guess, where I just do things and I chase ideas. I don't know where ideas are going. Right? I don't necessarily know. When I have the space to come out here and do this, some of it's for the business. Some of it's for starting points, the Hop Nerd LLC. Some of it's for those things. Some of it's beyond that. Some of it's for clients where we're taking pictures of their products or videos of their products and helping them with different creative things. That's a piece of the business that I do too. But some of it is just this. It's quite literally setting up a nice little set, because I was at the thrift store last night and found an old Smith Corona typewriter from probably the late 70s-ish that nobody wanted because it was broke. And I brought it home last night and I fixed it this morning. And I'm waiting on a ribbon, the little ribbon cartridge for it, and I got bored of waiting. It's still not here. So I fixed the ribbon. Like, I took that all apart and then fixed it. Like, my first 45 minutes of my day I spent skipping my workout that I should be doing it right after this. I did that. And then while I'm doing that, I'm like, I need to take some pictures with this. This would be cool. I'm going to use it. I want it to work. I like old stuff. I like making old stuff that's broke work again. That's a lot of fun. But I want to do something else with it. So I set this up because I'm going to do some portrait stuff with it. And I'm going to do some video stuff with it. Just like the setting. And I don't know. I just pull all this stuff together and then shoot a video and put some cool music on it. And I'll just enjoy it. The creative part is what makes my business successful. It's because when people call me, even if it's for, let's just say, the Hop Nerd LLC stuff, if they call me for a keynote, to come give a keynote, to teach a workshop, if they call me to do advising, consulting to their organization. If they call me about starting points and they want to customize, license, starting point cards, stuff like that, let's just call it the business proper, the not technical art side of my business. They call me because they're going to get the art side anyways. I put enough of what I do out there that people know what they're getting when they call me. They know that they're not going to get lazy and boring. That's not going to happen. Now, some people want lazy and boring, and that doesn't work out well for my business because they want khaki pants. They want those cool, like, half golf shoe, half tennis shoe things that, like, every business casual outfit comes with these days. And they want a polo shirt that's got a logo embroidered on it, and it's a Nike shirt. It's nice, it's beautiful, and they want the hair combed over and the clean shave and no piercings and no tattoos. They want that. That's fine. But the people that call me, that's what they're calling for. Not how I dress or how I look, but what I'm bringing. This element of, I don't know, I've never seen it done that way, let's figure it out. That sounds cool. They're calling because they've got a problem that they want a creative solution to. They're calling because they don't necessarily want someone to come in and say, I know everything, and I'm here to tell you that if you follow my trademarked extra special program, even though I copied it from other people, and now I've trademarked it because I'm just hoarding trademarks, if you do that, then success will be yours, guaranteed, but not really guaranteed. Don't. They're not calling me for that. They're calling me for, I don't know. I'm the last person that's going to tell you that this is going to solve all your problems, but I'm here for you, and let's do this together. Let's see what happens. Let's roll up our sleeves, get our hands dirty, and see what can work best for your organization based on these kind of main ideas that we work under. Let's do that. Let's get creative. Let's solve problems. Let's be curious. Let's create something new. They call because they're not getting corporate hot garbage, corporate bullshit. Here's more of the same that I package differently that I'm going to sell to you. No, yeah, they get me. And none of it's different. The same guy that woke up at 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning to fix a typewriter and set this up and then shoot fun videos and then record this and then work out and then write stuff for a book. It's all the same. I hate this. This is work. This is hobby. No, it's life. It's your fucking life. And if you're doing anything different between those things, you're being inauthentic. You're wearing a mask. You're a liar. If you work like this and then you strip all of this off and you wash your hands and you comb over your hair and you walk into that organization and you go, oh, I am so proper and buttoned up. My God, look, I wear ties all the time. I sleep in these. In these golf shoe things. I sleep in this stuff. See how proper I am. If you walk into an organization and you do that, but this is what you really are, you're a liar. You're being inauthentic. You're being boring and you're being lazy. That'll work for you. I'm sure it will. Like, it'll make you more money probably than it makes me. You're not going to be as effective. You're just going to tell people what they want to hear because as soon as they say something that gets you a little bit, you're going to put on a mask that is then more molded to what they want to see. But that's not really helping them. That's not really helping you. And your soul is degrading over time. Probably what scares me the most. It's not going broke. It's not going out of business. It's none of that stuff. None of that stuff scares me all that much. What really scares me is running out of time. The list seems to always be growing for things I want to do, things I want to create, things that will be of use to people, of help to people in their organizations and beyond. For folks as individuals, and other creators, like the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And the list goes on and on and on and on of things that I just want to create for myself, things I just want to do, more things that I want to learn. Like if I showed you the list, it has everything from I want to learn how to make rings, to I want to learn how to turn wood, to this painting, to that picture, to that portrait, to this place I want to go photograph, to this place I want to go shoot video in, to this movie that I want to make, to this cool thing that I want to design, like I want to do this like graphic design type thing, I want to do that, to on and on and on. And what scares me the most is that I run out of time. The thing about this life is that you're probably going to find yourself caring a lot about things that other people don't care very much about. You're going to find yourself obsessing over weird little things. You're going to find yourself scared that you're going to run out of time. And And that's going to cause you to not sleep very much. You're going to find yourself dealing with people that don't understand, and some never will. You're going to find yourself being the oddball out, the weird one. And good. The alternative to all this would be a normal life. And that sounds really lazy. And that sounds really boring.